There is a little myth in the F1 community, something at which has never been achieved before, and it's been hiding under our noses this whole time. Master rank on F1 2018. It's been right there from the headlines ever since the game was announced just 1 year ago, but no one, and I repeat, no one has achieved this just quite yet. It's a ranking that sets you above from the rest of the pack, and some might even say that it gets you a ticket straight into the esports final itself. Master rank. We're going to see if we can be the first ever to get it. I don't know why this is such a big deal and why I haven't seen it at all in F1 2018 online. Maybe it's just impossible to get there with the rating system, or maybe the esports drivers and the AOR drivers don't care. They're too busy sweating time trial and doing their league races to even bother with the ranked system of the game. But I got nothing better to do. So let's do this. I'm not sure how long this is going to take, but it could be a good couple of episodes. We'll say that much. We'll see where we can get to in today's episode. We'll hopefully get our placement, our actual ranking, and then we'll go from there. For some reason, I don't have a ranking, as you can see there. No safety rating either, despite doing over 30 races. Would you like to explain that one to me, Codemasters? Anyway, we're looking for a lobby on PC. PC has the smallest player base out of all the consoles, so that was fun trying to find a lobby. I finally got somewhere, and we were away for our first race. So I had to spectate just for a little while, and you know, the first thing I saw was this. Yep, that filled me with lots and lots of confidence heading into the next race, seeing that for the first time. So, for the next race, we're off to the Belgian Grand Prix in Spa. As is always the case in ranked lobbies, you get to qualify. It's one-shot qualifying, followed up by a 5-lap race. So, here was our first laps in anger.
Are you alright? Engine off, engine off.
A great start to the day, it must be said. Only lasted one corner before absolutely dying. So, we'll be starting from last place on the grid for this Belgian Grand Prix. 9 ballast is not the one for this racetrack. I should have known. It's always been a tricky corner, and now with Parc Fermé rules on, I'm stuck with this setup for the race. So my goal now is just to survive this race and at least get some points for my skill rating. That's what it's all about, trying to beat all the other drivers and making sure you don't get beat by lower ranked drivers, and we should come away with a good skill rating, hopefully. But we need to put together 5 good races in the meantime, and that is a lot easier said than done with the likes of the F1 community. Away we go for our first race in ranked lobbies. I say first race in quotation marks. This is race number 28. How do I have a rank? I don't know. It's completely confused me to the fact that I can't talk anymore. Anyway, we have survived the first corner, heading up Eau Rouge. Will we survive this? I'm betting the house on someone. Yep, there we go. More than a few someones. Absolutely scattered like a bowling ball to the 10 pins. And I'm not good at analogies, am I? Absolutely terrible. It's P5. Thankfully, I can at least drive somewhat better than what I can speak, and it's been a good start. We're catching up to the next little group of cars. This is the fight for P2. The Red Bull has a complete tank slapper out of the bus stop chicane, takes out 3 people with them. We move up into P2, chasing down the race leader, and, well, this race is somewhat opened up for us. We're putting the pressure on. We're getting towards the end of the race. We finally caught the race leader, and what does he do? He only goes and does the Benjamin Daly. We now lead this race. We now lead our first ranked lobby on F1 2018. And my goodness, I don't think I've ever been handed more of a victory in my life. This race really has come together. I only had to overtake like one person legitimately. The rest have all just fallen by the wayside. We've Stephen Bradbury'd this one. P1. Thank you.
Awesome, men! Truly awesome! What a win!
So there we go. That was our first race. I don't know what the deal is with the ranking system. I should already have a rank. I don't know why I keep hanging on about that, but that's our first little placement point, I suppose. And we'll see where that puts us after 5 races. Who knows? If we dominate by enough, we might go straight into master rank. Who knows? But I doubt that. We'll have to wait and see. Heading off to the next race now. Let's see what we've got on offer. We got Brazil, Bahrain, and France. I decided to go for France because it's quite easy to overtake there. Brazil is such a short racetrack. Even though I'm really good there, I wanted to go France because I was favoring my chances a bit better there. You got more room to evade people if you get taken out or something like that. I was just thinking about myself, I suppose. But now we are off for the Brazilian Grand Prix. This time, I actually managed to keep it on the track, and we got pole position. Thank you very much. 107.8. I don't know if that's a good time or not. You don't tend to get good times in one-shot qualifying. And, my goodness, a 1.9 second gap to second place. What kind of lobby is this? Away we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's now raining in the space of 2 minutes that it was from qualifying to the race. We got a good start, and that was the race.
Brilliant! Brilliant! That's the double pole and the win! Oh, you legend!
Yep, the engineer is going absolutely mental. 2 races in the books, 2 wins. We are looking pretty good at this stage. And all these guys are silver. I like it. Race number 3 saw us go off to the... What Grand Prix is this? Singapore. We got pole, but that was about all that happened because the game decided to glitch out in the loading menus. I was left behind, and for the rest of the evening, I was never able to find 5-lap races anymore. And I still think to this day, I'm not allowed to search for 5-lap races. But anyway, we move on to the next lobby, and the ratings of all these drivers, especially those safety ratings, all those Ds, left me feeling very, very confident about my chances in this next race. We get pole. Second place was only 8 tenths back on a harder compounder tyre, so there was that. So I was feeling somewhat confident that this race was going to be more of a challenge. 5 red lights, and away we go for this Canadian Grand Prix. Looks like a pretty good start, being that we were on the hyper soft tyres, the guy behind on the ultras. We got the initial launch. Someone was getting launched at turn 1. They took to the shortcut, but we again had a pretty clean race. The gap to P2 is absolutely ginormous. There were yellow flags on every single corner of the race. The only exciting part was this, where it looked like that dude who was on wets was going to take me out, but otherwise we survived. Who drives around in a ranked lobby on wet tyres in a 25% race? Pit stop time. We lead by about 30 seconds at this stage. Last lap of the Grand Prix, we're lapping the guy in 3rd place, who is finding away with 4th. This is my only action all race, so I thought, let's yeet it up the inside into the last corner. Nope, can't even get that right. And nearly died. But it looks like 3rd place is just about going to get away with staying on the lead lap. And that is another win.
Really good job! Oh, congratulations on the win, mate! The whole team's ecstatic! Ecstatic!
You know, I'm actually going to be really mad if I go through all this. Bear in mind, I was driving around for about 2 or 3 hours just trying to get my placement, which I should have already had from the beginning. If I end up only like silver, or dare I say even bronze, after all this winning, then I'm going to flip tables, honestly. Next track, we're going to go for Monaco, obviously, being my best track. I don't want to go for Belgium again, which we've already done twice. I had higher hopes than that for this lobby, but it seems they are happy for more of the same. It's the Belgian Grand Prix. It's the one-shot qualifying part of the video where I thought I was going to die, but I backed it off massively, and well, you saw the rest. 1.6 seconds is the difference. And at a track like Spa, that's actually, well, better than the averages that these guys have been pulling off so far tonight. 5 red lights, and away we go for race number 4. Should have been number 5 if the game didn't glitch out, but away we go nonetheless. 11 laps under the books. We survived turn 1. We fend off any challenge there, and now we can soar off into the distance and see if we can do a Sebastian Vettel of his Red Bull days, try and break out of that slipstream, out of the DRS, and really just fuck off, to be honest, for the rest of the Grand Prix. There's a yellow flag up ahead. It looks like someone might be sick of my dominant streak. They might be taking matters into their own hands. You can see that now that I've caught up, they're slowly starting to increase the pace. Now, let's see what happens here. Mercedes, he goes to the inside to try and block me off here. Let's see what he does. I'm going to be really slow here. I'm going to react to whatever he does. Oh. Okay. Never mind. I thought he was taking me out, but it seems that he was kind of in a world of his own, I guess. We're pushing on now to get fastest up. Full yeet mode. Oh my god. I love making things very, very difficult for myself. But we survived our own driving and we got number 4.
Grazie ragazzi, grazie.
Unleashing my inner Sebastian Vettel there to get the win. 33 seconds to second place. I will take that. So after that win, it seems I took a bit too much inspiration from Vettel there. Went for a spin in the final race in Bahrain. But we'll get back to that later. We got pole once again. Sub 1 minute lap time at Bahrain. Yep, that was a thing. It seems everyone kind of got sick of me winning races as well because the lobby like literally halved for this final one. But here we go. Final race of this episode, and we will have our ranking. 5 red lights, and away we go for the Bahrain Short Grand Prix. We only had the budget to use half the racetrack, so we had to chop half of it off and go with that. Turn 1. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Like, no one made turn 1. It's like I turned off the assist or something, but I can guarantee I had absolutely no inspiration on that. Oh no.
Don't worry, Lewis. All's not lost, mate.
Yep, that was the spin. And there we go. Just getting a bit too comfortable with myself. It seems. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? We finally have a race on our hands where we have to overtake someone. So let's see if I can deal with the pressure of fighting for the win. Bob Andy in the Ferrari. Let's see what he can do. This is potentially the move that could separate us from being bronze or master rank. Probably not. But let's see if we can go out there, get that win, and get a perfect record anyway. Let's see. The Ferrari is a little bit skittish as we go through the run into the middle sector. He's a little bit all over the place, it seems, faking a pit stop there, but we're not going to fall for that. In the slipstream, DRS is engaged. We might even overtake him here on the run into turn 1. Let's go for a yeet up the inside. There we go. Pretty easy, it seems. He's still hanging around the outside, though, and he'll have the outside again for the next right-hander. Let's see if we can make this move stick, leave him space. He's actually played it really well there. He's done the over and under, got a better exit, and now he's coming back at us. More than coming back at us. Giving us the big squeeze on the back straight. If you can't beat him, if you're not faster than him, just take him out. That's his motto, it seems. Side by side as we go through the third sector. And my goodness, we're finally getting some racing in this episode. Bob Andy, you are an absolute legend. Back into the lead of the Grand Prix. I think that might potentially be the last of Bob we see in this race. And we give him a bit of a weave back. Take that, you bastard. Anyway. Why am I getting toxic? I'm not playing too much Rocket League. They're pretty toxic in that ranked game mode. And there's a fake to the pit lane for you there, son. Anyway, pit stop time. Ferrari versus Mercedes. Of course, Mercedes comes out on top. 7 laps to go. It should be a pretty clear run to the flag now. And I was just trying to stretch out the gap as much as I could. I actually think Bob made a mistake, to be honest. And then from there, he just wasn't quite the same. And that was the Bahrain Grand Prix. 5 wins from 5. How did this happen? So there we have it. That is my little adventures in the ranked game mode of F1 2018. We're going to find out in just a few seconds what our actual placement is going to be. Is it going to be master rank? Will it be gold, silver, bronze, or will it be something worse? Will they tell us to get off the F1 game and never come back because we're cheating or something? Who knows? That guy looks happy. Let's go to the menus and see what's what. Hey, we got gold rating. Which, you know, to be honest, I'm actually not disappointed with that. I felt like that's probably what we should have deserved, to be honest, in terms of a rating. So that gives us a starting point. Gold rank 1. I have been gold rank 2, I believe, on Xbox. But this is now PC. It's a completely different platform. It doesn't count previous outings on other consoles. But gives us a starting point. We can now progress, move forward, do more races, and maybe because I'm gold rating, maybe it'll place me in with better people. Though I'm not too sure, because literally the player base on F1 games isn't great, and I think I might literally be playing with the same people the next time I do this episode. So shout out to the subscribers who did turn out. Massive thank you for keeping it clean. That was the most thing. You guys are the most clean races actually that I've raced with in a very, very long time. That was remarkably clean. But until next time, we will chase down the master rank and be the first that I have seen get this ranking. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content, a different kind of video if you enjoyed it. Please show your support in the comments, and I'll try and keep up this style of video, and we'll see what's what. Hopefully this doesn't take 100 episodes to get there, and we can have a good time of it. Until the next one, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed your Easter, and I'll see you for a brand new video very soon.